So listen to the verse number 23, in which talking about those people who will be in the heaven.
إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وأخبتوا إلى ربهم أولئك أصحاب الجنة هم فيها خالدون.
Surely, those who believe and do good deeds and humble themselves before their Lord, those are the people of paradise. There they shall live forever.
مثل الفريقين كالأعمى والأصم والبصير والسميع هل يستويان مثلا أفلا تذكرون.
The example of the two groups is that of a blind and deaf person on the one hand, and a seeing and hearing one on the other. Are the two equal when compared? Would you still pay no heed?
So verse number 23 is about those who have believed and did the righteous deeds. They're just not believing. One has to practically show in his living that that person is a righteous one by doing the good deed. وَأَخْبِتُوا إِلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ, and then they humble themselves. أخبتوا, those who humble themselves before the Lord. So you just don't become arrogant, and also humbleness. So one is believing, one is doing righteous deed, and still be humbled, not thinking that they're doing a favor upon God, and before their Lord they should be humble. And those are the people of paradise, and the promises, they shall live there forever, for eternal existence, and there's no end to that life, and that's the promise. Those who do not believe that promise are not going to go there. And then the masal al-firaqaini, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving an example that if there are two groups of a blind and deaf person, means these people are referring to the Meccans, Quraysh, or any human who have eyes and ears and still does not see and does not hear, and is no different than the person who is blind and deaf. So this comparison made for not those who are physically blind and deaf. This is for those living. And Allah is giving an example with mentioning those who are blind and deaf, cannot see, cannot hear. It is similar to those who are having ears and eyes and still do not see, are no different than those deaf and dumb and blind people. And now the conversation is going towards Nuh alayhi salam, the Prophet Noah, and there is another description, as we have heard in almost every chapter since last 50 chapter we are listening, that these prophets are being repeatedly mentioned after Adam alayhi salam. This is the chapter coming, and a lot of details are coming in this. This is another way of showing what happened, what is the believer family and heritage goes, because Quraysh were descendant from Abraham and Ishmael, and they thought they were chosen. And also as the Jews who think that they are descendant of Abraham and Isaac, so they are chosen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling here something important to know.
وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا إِلَىٰ قَوْمِهِ إِنِّي لَكُمْ نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ.
We sent Nuh to his people, saying to them, I am here to warn you that
أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا اللَّهَ إِنِّي أَخَافُ عَلَيْكُمْ عَذَابَ يَوْمٍ أَلِيمٍ.
That you should worship none but Allah, otherwise, I fear for you the punishment of a painful day.
فقال الملأ الذين كفروا من قومه ما نراك إلا بشرا مثلنا وما نراك اتبعك إلا الذين هم أراذلنا بادي الرأي وما نرى لكم علينا من فضل بل نظنكم كاذبين.
So the chiefs of his people who disbelieved replied, We are not seeing that you are anything more than a man like us, and we are not seeing that any people have followed you except those who are the meanest among us, having shallow opinion, and we have not seen in you people any superiority over us. Rather, we believe that you are liars.
قال يا قوم أرأيتم إن كنت على بينة من ربي وآتاني رحمة من عنده فعميت عليكم أنلزمكموها وأنتم لها كارهون.
He said, O my people, tell me, if I am on a clear path from my Lord, and he has bestowed mercy upon me from himself which is hidden from your sight, shall we then impose it upon you by force, while you are averse to it?
وَيَا قَوْمِ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ مَالًا إِنْ أَجْرِيَ إِلَّا عَلَى اللَّهِ وَمَا أَنَا بِطَارِدِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِنَّهُمْ مُلَاقُو رَبِّهِمْ وَلَكِنِّي أَرَاكُمْ قَوْمًا تَجْهَلُونَ.
And, O my people, I do not demand from you any wealth for it. My reward is with none but Allah, and I am not the one who could drive the believers away. Surely, they will be meeting their Lord gracefully, but I do see your behavior as that of ignorance.
وَيَا قَوْمِ مَنْ يَنْصُرُنِي مِنَ اللَّهِ إِنْ طَرَدتُّهُمْ أَفَلَا تَذَكَّرُونَ.
O my people, who would help me against the punishment of Allah, if I were to drive them away, would you still take no lesson?
وَلَا أَقُولُ لَكُمْ عِنْدِي خَزَائِنُ اللَّهِ وَلَا أَعْلَمُ الْغَيْبَ وَلَا أَقُولُ إِنِّي مَلَكٌ وَلَا أَقُولُ لِلَّذِينَ تَزْدَرِي أَعْيُنُكُمْ لَنْ يُؤْتِيَهُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا الله أعلم بما في أنفسهم إني إذا لمن الظالمين.
And I do not say to you that I have the treasures of Allah, nor that I have the knowledge of the unseen, nor do I say that I am an angel, nor do I say, as you do, about those who are contemptible in your eyes that Allah will never award them any good. Allah knows best what lies in their hearts. If I were to say so, then I would indeed be one of the unjust.
قالوا يا نوح قد جادلتنا فأكثرت جدالنا فأتنا بما تعدنا إن كنت من الصادقين.
They said, O Nuh, you have debated with us, and debated too much. Now bring upon us what you threaten us with, if you are one of the truthful.
قال إنما يأتيكم به الله إن شاء وما أنتم بمعجزين.
He said, only Allah will bring it to you, if He so wills, and you cannot frustrate His will.
ولا ينفعكم نصحي إن أردت أن أنصح لكم إن كان الله يريد أن يغويكم هو ربكم وإليه ترجعون.
My good counsel will not profit you, even though I wish you the best, if Allah wills to let you go astray. He is your Lord, and to Him you shall be made to return.
أم يقولون افتراه قل إن افتريته فعلي إجرامي وأنا بريء مما تجرمون.
Do they, the pagans of Mecca, still say that he, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, has forged it? Say, if I have forged it, Then, I am responsible for my sin, and I am free of the sins you commit.
وأوحي إلى نوح أنه لن يؤمن من قومك إلا من قد آمن فلا تبتئس بما كانوا يفعلون.
And it was revealed to Nuh, none of your people would come to believe any more, except those who have already believed. So, be not distressed by what they have been doing.
واصنع الفلك بأعيننا ووحينا ولا تخاطبني في الذين ظلموا إنهم مغرقون.
And make an ark under our eyes and according to our revelation, and do not speak to me about those who have crossed the limits, as they are destined to be drowned.
ويصنع الفلك وكلما مر عليه ملأ من قومه سخروا منه قال إن تسخروا منا فإنا نسخر منكم كما تسخرون.
He started making the ark. Whenever the leaders of his people passed by him, they mocked at him. He said, if you mock at us, we mock at you like you mock at us.
فسوف تعلمون من يأتيه عذاب يخزيه ويحل عليه عذاب مقيم.
So, you shall soon know who will be visited by a scourge that will humiliate him, and upon whom a lasting punishment will settle forever.
حتى إذا جاء أمرنا وفارت النور قل نحمل فيها من كل زوجين اثنين وأهلك إلا من سبق عليه القول ومن آمن وما آمن معه إلا قليل.
At last, when our command came and the oven overflowed, we said, take into the ark a pair of 2 from every species, along with your family, except those against whom the word has already been pronounced, and also take into it those who have believed. And there were only a few who had believed with him.
وقال اركبوا فيها بسم الله مجريها ومرساها إن ربي لغفور رحيم.
He, Nuh, said, embark it, with the name of Allah. Its sails and anchors. Surely, my Lord is most forgiving, very merciful.
وهي تجري بهم في موج كالجبال ونادى نوح ابنه وكان في معزل يا بني اركب معنا ولا تكن مع الكافرين.
And it was sailing with them amidst the waves like mountains. And Nuh called out to his son, who was at an isolated place, O my child, come on board with us, and do not be in the company of the disbelievers.
قال سآوي إلى جبل يعصمني من الماء قال لا عاصم اليوم من أمر الله إلا من رحم وحال بينهما الموج فكان من المغرقين.
He said, I shall take shelter on a mountain which will save me from the water. He said, there is no savior today from the command of Allah, except the one to whom he shows mercy. And the waves rose high between the two, and he was among those who were drowned.
وقيل يا أرض ابلعي ماءك ويا سماء أقلعي وغيض الماء وقضي الأمر واستوت على الجودي وقيل بعدا للقوم الظالمين.
It was said by Allah, O earth, suck in your water, and O heaven, stop. And water subsided, and the matter was over. It, the ark, came to rest on the Judy, and it was said, away with the wrongdoers.
ونادى نوح ربه فقال رب إن ابني من أهلي وإن وعدك الحق وأنت أحكم الحاكمين.
Nuh called unto his Lord and said, My Lord, my son is a part of my family, and surely your promise is true, and you are the greatest of all judges.
قال يا نوح إنه ليس من أهلك إنه عمل غير صالح فلا تسألني ما ليس لك به علم إني أعظك أن تكون من الجاهلين.
He said, O Nuh, in fact, he is not a part of your family. Indeed, he is a man of bad deeds. So do not ask me something of which you have no knowledge. I exhort you not to be among the ignorant.
قال رب إني أعوذ بك أن أسألك ما ليس لي به علم وإلا تغفر لي وترحمني أكن من الخاسرين.
He said, My Lord, I seek refuge with you that I should ask you something of which I have no knowledge. If you do not forgive me and do not show mercy to me, I shall be among the losers.
قيل يا نوح اهبط بسلام منا وبركات عليك وعلى ممن معك وأمم سنمتعهم ثم يمسهم منا عذاب أليم.
It was said, O Nuh, disembark in peace from us and with blessings upon you and upon the peoples, springing from those with you. And there are peoples whom we shall give some enjoyment, then a painful punishment from us will visit them.
تلك من أنباء الغيب نوحيها إليك ما كنت تعلمها أنت ولا قومك من قبل هذا فاصبر إن العاقبة للمتقين.
These are some reports from the unseen events, which we revealed to you. You did not know them before this, neither you nor your people. So, be patient. Surely, the end is in favor of the God-fearing.
So we heard till the verse number 49 in Surah Hud, the whole narration about what happened with the Nuh alayhi salam. So in essence, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us and what Prophet have gone through, let me summarize in few words, that it was 950 years Allah and His Messenger were conveying message to the people. One thing, fear Allah, believe in Allah. The rich and powerful were arrogant and they were taunting the Prophet that these poor and destitute are your companions. We do not want to be part of it. And if you think you can bring it, just imagine 900 some years, constantly one word, believe in God, otherwise you'll be punished, and nothing is happening for 900 years. I think I will be firm in my belief that I can live this long, nothing happened to me. It must be that, na'uzubillah, Prophet Nuh alayhi salam is not the truthful. This is what they took. And then they also argued with him that bring the punishment upon us, you have fought with us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he come to realize, or Allah knew that none of them will believe anymore, it is said in the history, and a scholar says that about 70 to 80 family or 82 families believe in him, and they become the believers in that much time of life. And Allah commanded him to start building a boat. So he planted certain wood, certain trees, and those wood were used for that planks to be built. So when people saw that in the middle of jungle, in the middle of nowhere, there's no water around, Nuh alayhi salam is building a special house, because they did not know the boat. This was the first time mankind created boats. So when he was building the ship and the boat, and they saw that, they said, what kind of house is he building? So Nuh alayhi salam, when they would go by him and taunt him, he said, I'm building a house which could float on water. So they will laugh at him, they will mock him, and they will start teasing him that these people, of those who have no status, no significance, no respect in the community, are your believers. Then you're building a house in the middle of a jungle where there's no water, because as you could see, he was in the area of Syria and Iraq, what is known today, and the border of Turkey. And this is said that the boat was landed after the flood went off. It was landed on the Mount Judi. Judi is a word used in the Quran, Mount Judi. That is said in the border of Iraq and Turkey and Syria, somewhere in that, and it is sometime being researched and found out. And then when the Prophet was told that he had a oven in the ground, in Pakistan you see tandoor. Tandoor is the one which is a oven built in the ground. It is a hollow pit in which they put the fire, and then they bake the bread on it. And so what happened is, Allah told Nuh alayhi salam that when it will start flooding water, you will have the starting of the punishment. And at that time he knew, and he told the people, and pair of each creature he was supposed to take into the boat. When they were in the boat, and he was so when the water start flooding, rain start falling, and all the oceanic water come out, and his boat start floating, and these people were at that time who were laughing at him were in the trouble. And when his son, was a very important story, his son when he started to drown, because he was not a believer, and one of his wife was also not a believer, when he tried to invite them to the boat, he's really manifested his faith, and he said, no, Father, I will climb over the mountain and I will be saved. And that time he says, oh my Lord, you kill my son, you promise me the one from my family will be saved. So Allah says that your son was not from your family. So genetic DNA, non-believing with the Islamic name, the Prophet's son, Prophet's wife is not saved unless a person believes. The belief is individual. An individual will be judged on the individual belief. This is the most important message to understand. Prophet Muhammad has his uncle, Abu Lahab was his real uncle, and he did not believe. Allah punished him, Allah abandoned him. So those who believe is a personal thing. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the water to recede, and all the nations were destroyed, all the people were killed, and only the 80 families with the 3 sons of Nuh alayhi salam survived. And according to scholars, nobody in the saved people other than Nuh alayhi salam's family had children. Those people live and they die their age, and Nuh alayhi salam's 3 sons have the family, and from there came the humanity again. And this is why it is called that Nuh alayhi salam is the Adam Thani, the second Adam, from whom the humanity began. So today we will stop at the verse number 49. It's already running late, and thank you and for your patience and joining us. Inshallah we will stop today, and next Sunday inshallah we'll gather same time. Inshallah ta'ala, if I made any mistake, may Allah forgive me. If I did anything good, may Allah accept from all of us. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.